Yizzo to the Gizzo to the Mizzo. What's up, everybody? It's Joey G for this Wednesday night edition. No ball crunch, just my boxes. What's going on, everybody? Title of the show tonight is, gonna do a little quick one, little quickie, you know. Rock or Brock? Who's the better part-time world champion, WWE world champion? When The Rock was champion last year with the WWE title, they still had the world title, but the WWE title was the main title, especially at that time. It was always the main title. Even when it was on SmackDown and the world title was on Raw and Triple H had it on Raw, or if Randy Orton had it for a minute, or Benoit or Batista had it for a minute, then he went to SmackDown. The world title they tried to perceive as the bigger title, but the WWE title was always the best. I mean, you can just look at it. It was always the best. Even when it was the undisputed title, when Brock first got it back in 2002, it was great. Now, when Brock was first champion, he was great. He was full-time. He was there all the time. I mean, The Rock left. When the Brock first won the title at SummerSlam 2002, Rock versus Brock, the Summer of Brock, you know, that was the Summer of Brock, 2002. What a class of 2002. I mean, Paul Heyman was like the person, you know, running that class. Batista, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Randy Orton, Shelton Benjamin, Rico. I mean, I know Rico didn't do a lot, but he was part of that class. I mean, a lot of people were part of that class, you know what I mean? And that was like OVW's last class. But anyway, let's get on. Who's the better, you know, part-time champion? Well, let's figure. The Rock won the belt. I mean, he was announced going to face the champion, if you remember, at the 1000th anniversary of Raw. Or was it the 1000th episode of Raw? In July of 2012. He was announced at Royal Rumble 2013 in Phoenix that he would face the champion. At that time, the champion was the best in the world, CM Punk, who was the second babyface in the company next to Cena. You know what I mean? He was just as big as Cena at that time. He was the champion. He was already champion from the last year's Survivor Series. He was already in like 250, he had like 250-something days. And The Rock even said to him, you might be champion now for 251 days. And The Rock, I think, maybe even said during that promo, you've held the title longer than I've ever even held it. The Rock's longest title reign ever was like 193 days. That's the longest The Rock's ever held the WWE Championship, ever. He's held it 10 times, but the longest he's ever held it was 191 days. Like I said, it's not about how many times you win it, it's how long you keep it. And you know what I'm saying? Like Bruno Sammartino, 7 years. When Ivan Koloff pinned him in the Garden, I wasn't alive. It was more quieter than it was the Superdome when Brock beat The Undertaker this year. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't hear a pin drop in Madison Square Garden. I mean, when Ivan Koloff won. I mean, Bruno Sammartino was champion for 7 years. I mean, I think of Hogan back in the 80s when I just got into it. I was like, damn, this dude's champion a long time. And then finally, when they had the double referees, I was like, he finally lost to them. Even in the tournament at WrestleMania 4, I was like, Hogan's going to win it. I mean, Hogan's going to win it. There's no doubt. And, you know, Savage won it. I was surprised. And then Hogan won it the next year. And then it was Hogan against the Warrior, WrestleMania 6. And I was like, the Warrior's going to get pumped up, but he's the Intercontinental Champ. Even though he was over and I wanted him to win. He was my favorite wrestler at that time, the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, I used to like the Ultimate Warrior. That was my boy. Remember him, Rich? Stuber. Me and Stuber. That was our boy. And Dan Maloney, Ultimate Warrior. And I didn't think the Warrior was going to win. I was like, I want him to win, but I don't think he's going to win. And when Hogan missed that leg drop in the Skydome, WrestleMania 6, and Warrior won, I went crazy. I remember I was at my boy Frank's house, and I ran down. I had my Flyers jersey on. I think I had a Brian Propp jersey on. It was 1990, April 1st, 1990. And I remember just because they had the Warriors fireworks in the background, he was, you know, holding the belts up like this, you know, the Intercontinental belt, and it was, you know, the Warrior used to make the Intercontinental title different colors. And he did it with the WWE title, too, the Eagle belt. The Eagle belt lasted long. That debuted in 88. In 88, Robin Leach, remember he brought it to the Trump, you know, with the final match of the tournament of the WWE title was Ted DiBiase against the Macho Man. Andre was in DiBiase's corner. Hogan, well, Elizabeth was in Macho Man's corner. Then Elizabeth went back and got Hogan. Then the Mega Powers. But, you know, like Macho Man said, me and Hulk Hogan were never friends. We were associates at best. We drank beer together. We knew each other well. On a business tip. like I say and everybody else says, Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan is a scumbag. That's why the other night on Raw when he came on, and I had a free shot, and I was doing, parts of Raw on my internet, on my show. When Hulk Hogan came on, you didn't see me, and it was for the good cause. It was for the cancer cause, and my heart and my prayers go out to everyone that has breast cancer. Anybody has any type of cancer, my heart goes out to them, and my prayers go out to them. May the Lord Jesus be with you. But let me get back, back to, there's not that much to talk about with the Brock and Rock, but I want to get on it. Brock's never there as champion. I mean, The Rock, won the belt at the Royal Rumble 2013. There was only one pay-per-view between then and WrestleMania 29 in 2013. He fought Punk at the Elimination Chamber. He was just about at every Raw as champion. I mean, he was even at SmackDown. I mean, at SmackDown, as you know, in the last 2-3 years, there hasn't been a draft. I mean, and tomorrow night, my 2015, there is going to be a draft, and I'm going to do my mock draft tomorrow night. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it's going to be about, and yes, there is going to be 2 titles, but not the World Heavyweight title. It's going to be the WWE title and another title that's coming in, and it's going to be the World title. One's going to be on Raw, one's going to be on SmackDown, but the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, that's going to be on SmackDown, because the new belt, and I'll tell you the name of it tomorrow night. It's the former name of a pay-per-view. Now it's going to be they're going to call it the World Champion, the World Championship too. That's going to be on Raw, because you put that on SmackDown, that's going to look like the second belt. You know what I mean? But back to the part-time champions. The Rock was there. Lesnar's never went. Last time I saw Lesnar was, did he make a quote at the Night of Champions? Yeah, he made I don't even think he made any quote at the Night of Champions. Maybe on YouTube, backstage at Fallout. You know what I mean? That was it. That's all Lesnar said. He didn't say nothing else. Nothing. Nada. I mean, that's the difference. I mean, I like Brock, and hey, man, like I said, Brock's an honest dude. He's there for the money. He's an ass kisser. He is an ass. I mean, sometime in the wrestling world, he had to kiss ass. I'm not saying physically. You know what I mean? He ain't a member of the Mr. McMahon Kiss My Ass Club, but to be in the WWE, somewhere along the line, getting there, you had to kiss somebody's ass. You know what I mean? Yeah. Suck up to somebody, you know what I mean? Butter them up, get them coffee. Say you look good when you really don't. Like, say Stephanie McMahon looked like shit, or Linda McMahon looked like shit, and Brock had to say, yeah, you look good when you really look like a friggin' twig. You know what I'm saying? You look like a toad, a friggin' a piece of shit. You know what I mean? But no, not Linda McMahon. She's a nice person. Stephanie, I think she gets them power chips. But Stephanie Marie McMahon, you're beautiful. But Brock Lesnar, I mean, these are major. He could have made an appearance in Hell in a Cell. Okay, I can understand. But it's not like he's a movie star. The Rock was a movie star. I mean, one of the biggest I'm not talking like a Batista movie star. And Batista's going to be a great movie star. And Batista's returning as well. A lot of returns. Batista, Kurt Angle, CM Punk are definite. Jeff Hardy is... Jeff and Matt. I mean, can you see it? Like Eric Bischoff said, this close of coming back. But will they sign Matt Hardy? That's the big thing. But CM Punk has been in cahoots. It's confirmed. He's going to be at the Royal Rumble. He's going to win the Royal Rumble, the main event of WrestleMania 31. The Best versus the Beast, Part 2. And CM Punk's winning the title, but I'm calling it now. Seth Rollins will cash in and leave WrestleMania 31, Levi Stadium in Santa Carla, Silicon Titty Valley, as the WWE World Champion. And then the draft will happen. But Brock's never there. Brock is just never there. I mean, he's not Hell in a Cell. He's going to fight at TLC. Him and Cena are going to have a TLC match. That's what it's going to be. And we all know Brock's going to win, because Brock's going to fight whoever, wins the Royal Rumble. Now, it could, things could happen. A lot could happen between now and the Royal Rumble. CM Punk could say, fuck you, Vince, I'm not wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how Punk is. I mean, the rumor is that he signed a 3.5-year deal. So, 2007, 2014, 2017, early, right after whatever WrestleMania is in 2018, what's that, 4 years away? WrestleMania 34, like right after WrestleMania 34, Punk would be gone. And he said that's it, because by that time he said, I'll be 39 years old. He's going to be 36 in this coming year, 2015. I don't know when his birthday is, but he's 35 now. Maybe he'll be 36 before the year ends. I'm not sure. but I'm 37. That's not. I mean, Cena's 37. You know. Yeah, and I wear the chain. I'm gonna get the lock because I am Thugonomics. John Cena stole my gimmick. I was supposed to be the doctor of Thugonomics, and I'd still keep it going. Just imagine, and the rumor, John Cena versus Sting at WrestleMania. That's a dream match. That could be the last match. No, you're not going to see The Rock versus Triple H at WrestleMania. It's not happening. You might see The Rock versus Batista. You might see Triple H and Orton. But I don't really want to see The Rock. Do you remember? I mean, maybe a lot of the young bucks don't remember, but I can remember the whole year, like of 98, 97, when he was Rocky Maivia, when he beat Triple H on Raw for the Intercontinental title. Y'all remember that? I mean, he was Rocky Maivia, and his Rocky Johnson, his pop helped him. He was in the ring. And he fought the Solon at WrestleMania 13, a.k.a. Rikishi, the guy who puts his ass in people's faces. That's what Mike Tenay said to Vince Russo when TNA first opened. I was watching that on YouTube last night. Vince Russo was bringing in all the sports entertainers, and he said the R-Truth, like when he came back. Remember he went back to TNA, he was in WWE first, he was K-Quick. He was like, you should know first, brother, you should know what it's like. There'll never be an African-American champion with guys like Mike Tenay in charge, with guys like Larry Zbyszko, with guys like Roddy Piper, Ole Anderson in charge. I mean, I haven't heard Ole Anderson's name forever. I liked Ole Anderson when he was the voice of the Black Scorpion. Y'all remember the Black Scorpion? Sting, I used to be your tag team partner. Back then, I thought it was the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, 'cause that's the only dude I could think of. That's why the WCW was the NWA then. That was, what, 1989, 1990. When Arn and Tully were in the WWE, they were the Brainbusters, and then Arn came back and got with his so-called cousin Ole. They teamed up with Ric Flair and brought Sting in as the Horseman, and then they turned on him, and Sting got hurt. Then Sting won the title July 1990, Baltimore, Maryland, the Great American Bash. John Cena's favorite moment in wrestling. Hey. But the similarity's different. When The Rock won the belt in January of 2013, he was only champion until, April 7th was WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium. I still feel like that was WrestleMania 29. I'm still waiting for WrestleMania 30. Like I said, this WrestleMania that just happened, all I remember is Brock beating The Undertaker. And this is the year of Brock. Brock beat the shit out of The Undertaker the opening of the year. I mean, just mangled him. You know what I'm saying? Killed him. Destroyed The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Ended the streak. Conquered John Cena at SummerSlam. Beat him again. I don't care what you say. He's still the champion. And he's going to beat him at TLC. Who is the better part-time champion? The Rock, of course. I mean, Brock doesn't even show up to pay-per-views. What's up with that, Brock? You gotta show up to pay-per-views. And WWE, I mean, he should be fighting Cena at Survivor Series. Not Team Cena versus Team Authority. Survivor Series used to be a big pay-per-view. I mean, even when they put it on Sundays in 1995. I mean, Survivor Series is one of the big four. You have Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. What the fuck happened? What happened? For real. I mean, Survivor Series used to be a pay-per-view. I mean, 4 years ago, The Rock and Cena against The Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth. I mean, it was the hottest ticket in town in New York, Madison Square Garden. 3 years ago, Punk, 364 days as champion against Ryback and Cena in a triple threat match. I mean, that was a great main event. And then what happened? What? The Big Show and Orton last year? And Lesnar, there's not going to be no title defense this year unless the other belt that's coming is going to be defended. I'll let you know about that in tomorrow's 2015 WWE mock draft with Joey G. Well, this is Joey G. Shout outs to Mikey Noor, Stacy Click Chick, everybody keeping it real. Brick Fist. Follow the Joey G Nation. Also be covering a little bit of GFW. May the Force be with you. Jeff Jarrett, you are a geek. But I'm interested in wanting to see your promotions got something new. TN Gay's on at 9 o'clock tonight. Tune in. Kurt Angle heading back to WWE. CM Punk going to win that Royal Rumble, right, Cousin Mike? Buddha, Click. Charlie O'Neill, Click. And you know what it is. Chris Andriaccio, NWO, for life. Rest in peace, Dave Daly. And rest in peace, Dave. Sorry to take my hat off. This is Joey G, and I'm out. Always here, though. Anybody got any comments or questions? Subscribe to Joey G, the future head of creative of WWE. Joey G. Peace.